infant in her womb ought to carry back the York family. These phrases made Lizzie hesitate. Soon after, the Queen Mom, Margaret Beaufort, approached Lizzie to talk to her as a pal. Margaret Beaufort said that Lizzie's toddler was once a mix of Lancaster and York blood, and that she would be the peacemaker who could give up the cousins' feud. Lizzie listened to the arguments and struggled to decide. She wore the dress she'd selected herself. Margaret had selected humble and penitent as her motto for Lizzie. On January 18, 1486, Henry VII married Elizabeth of York, daughter of Edward IV, in Westminster Abbey. On their wedding ceremony night, Henry reduced Lizzie's ankle for blood. From that day on, Lizzie commenced her hidden journey that allows you to create the image of a model couple. Lizzie practiced smiling each day and pretended to be glad in front of everyone. Henry wanted to keep kissing within the ambiguous environment, however Lizzie all of a sudden stopped. The newlyweds are also embarking on an 8-week nationwide tour for the whole United States to witness their happiness. And Mother Elizabeth Woodville thinks this is their danger. She wanted to apply the tour as an possibility to make touch with former loyalists of the residents of York, because her youngest son, Richard, continues to be alive thanks to her backroom dealings. The only ultimate heir to Edward IV, Elizabeth of Rout, wants to reclaim the throne for her son. So Lizzie intentionally requested Henry approximately the route of the tour. Knowing that the king would bypass York, Lizzie tried to initiate him. On account of Lizzie's provocation, Henry straightaway changed his itinerary and headed to York next. However, when the Queen Mother realized that Lizzie was once urging him to head, she without delay found out that she used to be plotting with Elizabeth Woodville. So the Queen Mother saved Lizzie in London, below the pretext of shielding the baby. Lizzie's mother used to be additionally imprisoned. But even except the mother and daughter, it was now not secure for Henry to journey to York. An assassin who does not recognize Henry as the rightful king has all started to assassinate him inside the streets. The Queen is robbing the king's vault, ordering the soldiers to pressure the locks off the doors. She then removed a large amount of gold cash from the vault. It turns out that a serious epidemic has broken out inside the city. The king, who was once on excursion, used to be blocked from the breaking information via his controlling mother. People had been demise of the disease each day. However, the Queen Mom, Margaret Beaufort, felt that the king's parade was once the maximum essential issue in the meantime. As a result, the king's indifference brought about outrage or even an assassination strive on the king in the road. Despite the fact that Henry was once accompanied via numerous guards, he was once stabbed inside the arm. He had to panic and hide within the church. Lizzie, who were locked as much as nurse her infant, had simply discovered of the spread of the epidemic. She right now rushed to the king's treasury and violently unlocked it to divert budget to shop the people in dire straits. The Chancellor of the Exchequer accused Lizzie of robbery. Lizzie then threatens to apply the toddler to get the minister to tell her where her mother is being held. But when Lizzie observed her mother, she stated, the disease had come on the proper time. Human beings will blame Henry for bringing the plague to England, but all Lizzie wants to do is store greater lives. As soon as things had settled down a piece, Henry started out for London. On his method lower back, he used to be blocked with the aid of a crowd of people. Henry thought they have been rebels. However, the people fell to their knees. While Henry arrived on the palace, the Chancellor of the Exchequer stated Lizzie's theft of the vault. The Queen Mom entreated Henry to punish Lizzie severely. Lizzie used to be then introduced before Henry. She offered to take the blame for commencing the vault, but she could not stand by means of and watch the humans suffer barring doing